Schaper again for Vessel News. We're seeing the A plus of the Trump movement, of the political right movement, of the cultural, conservatives are the new culture, counterculture. So here we have Sabo. Sabo, the guerrilla artist. He was most recently showcased all over the world, punking and trolling Maxine Waters at her town hall in Inglewood, California.
Yes, I did. Thank you for covering that.
Absolutely. So tell us, okay, what was the first street art or guerrilla art that you did? Tell us about that.
The first? Dude, the first was a long time ago. I really couldn't even tell you. I think it was probably like I did one of those troll dolls of Yasser Arafat. And
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a long time ago. And I figured, you know what? Fidel Castro would make a really nice troll, so I did that too.
Where was the painting for these? Or the posters? Where did you put them up?
Around UCLA.
Okay.
But it's like, I would say that at the time, I wouldn't use a word like prolific. It's like I was still a normal guy with a normal job, working at startups. And it wasn't until, to be quite honest with you, dude, it wasn't until like everyone in my family died. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wind up in the ground one of these days, so I might as well just do what I want to do.
Right.
I
should probably allow you to give everybody some background. So I apologize if I haven't done that. So Sabo, tell us, how do we put this? Because you got to have your name. Do you have to make sure you go by your pseudonym, or do you let people know your real name?
No, I don't even know what my wife calls me. It's like,
okay.
I can tell you when I flew out of the country into California for the Marines, I was like, everyone called me this growing up, but I also have this middle name. Why not just change it? No one knows you in California, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I changed my name a number of times since I've been here, like any shady individual would. And then of course the whole Sabo thing happened with the art. And a name to me is kind of insignificant. It's not the point of what I do. My name's not the point. I go by Sabo the same way any entertainer would go by a certain name. And it's not to say that I'm afraid if someone finds out what my name is, because I could give a damn.
Okay.
It's just pointless. And
so tell me, where did that name Sabo come from?
Sabo, I was in a tank in the Marine Corps. I was old school M60 tank. And I remember being a loader, and the driver, he wanted to go to Art Center. And I guess to answer your question, there's 5 primary rounds on a tank. And the shortest, hardest, fastest round is the Sabo round,
wow.
Which is basically a bullet for a tank. And I love it when people say, no, it's not, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, fuck, man, I was only in the Marines for 4 years. I think I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But it's spelled with a T at the end. The reason I took the T out was because I don't need to be having to tell people my name's not Sabot. And it's like, so I just took the T out, it said Sabo. And I didn't have room for the T on my knuckles, so I just left it. And that's where the name came from.
So you've been an artist since you were young, or?
No, not really. I once started advertising. And advertising is a certain skill set. But where I went to school at the Art Center, you're forced to learn how to create from concept to completion.
Okay.
And which meant I needed to know my shit with the Mac, with the art, and all this kind of stuff. And I got quite good at it. I got jobs, instead of in advertising, I wound up getting jobs in startups. So I was learning a little PHP, CSS, HTML, front-end design.
You're learning computer code, computer design.
And that was the time when everyone was on dial-up. And not everyone had a high-speed line. So you had to know how to really crunch things down. So I became quite expert at that. And I did that forever. And it just became a soul-crushing job, It's just one of those jobs where you're working 14 hours a day, and I just didn't like it after a while. I thought the people in the tech business are some of the smartest dumb people on the planet, and I just had enough. So I got out of it, and one day I remember. Then I remembered, I'm just going to do this political stuff.
So you would consider yourself conservative, libertarian?
I'd say more libertarian. It's like, I know, when I used to think of conservative, I would think of these people that go to Baptist church on Sunday, and they act a certain way on Sunday, but they fuck each other the whole rest of the week. And I'm like, they're a bunch of hypocrites. These are the people that look down on me because I live in a trailer, in Louisiana at the time. And that was my interpretation of what a conservative was, particularly a Republican. And then one day I heard Mark Levin say something like, no, we are people that conserve the fundamentals that make this country great. Yeah. And that I could buy. That I could buy into. So in that regard, I will call myself a conservative. But for the fundamentals that make the country amazing, you know, I'm still like a social liberal, probably very much so. And but you know, in terms of keeping the government out of my life, out of my bedroom, and the whole 9 yards,
right.
you know, very much a conservative Republican, I guess.
Got it. So you talked about your first ones. You were targeting dictators and making them look like treasure trolls.
Yeah.
When did you start targeting political incumbents, whether president or congressional reps?
You know, Hillary, for the longest time, we all kind of, well, I remember doing some stuff for Bill Clinton, and that was way back when, but like a one-off. But definitely Hillary, because we all thought she was going to be the ticket in 2008.
Oh.
And we all thought she was going to be coronated, the whole deal. And out of nowhere, Barack Obama showed up. And so I already had a treasure trove of Hillary stuff. And, you know, we just stood back and watched Obama for a while. And it didn't take very long to realize who he was, which I already kind of guessed because I learned a few tricks in the Marines in terms of listening to people, seeing what they say versus what they do, kind of a thing.
Right.
And I knew what he was about, and he proved himself very quickly. So, you know.
Tell us some of the artwork related to Hillary and Obama that you've done that people might recognize.
Let's see, I did Hillary as the Royals. She looked this coronated queen. I made her look like Stalin, like Lenin, like, have they seen it? I did one of her pretty much naked with tattoos, kind of like the Ted Cruz one that I did.
I remember that one.
Yeah, Obama, I was distributing the Joker poster throughout LA.
That was yours?
No.
Oh,
that wasn't my art.
Okay.
The art came from a Palestinian in Chicago.
Really?
But he freaked out. He freaked out and said, fuck that, I'm from Palestine. And then I'm in Chicago, which is his hometown. So he kind of just dropped it. And at the time, I was like putting it up in LA. So it kind of sucked that I was putting up someone else's work.
All right.
But it's like, you know, whatever. I did that for quite a while. Then I was working on like Obama Nazi flags and Obama drone posters and all kinds of other Obama things. Every time he'd fly into town, I would do something for it, depending on what the affair was.
How do you get the funding to have these mass prints?
They're not.
How do you draw money?
You know, the funny thing was, early on, I was like really the only person doing this. And it's like, I almost felt entitled to tell people, dude, you got to help me. I'm the only person doing this. The fact that, and then I kind of grew up, and I was like, dude, no one has to help you do anything. Yeah, get your ass out there and do it yourself. And I did. There were times when
That's a very conservative mindset right there.
You know, there was a time when I would like, I'd put online, hey, I'm going to do this project. This is how much I think it's going to cost. Accept donations. This was before everyone was crowdfunding the way they are. And you know, every now and then I'd get like a donor or a helper. And it worked out like that. And then, of course, the Ted Cruz thing happened and things started working out for me. I was able to buy my own printer.
Okay.
And then once I bought my own printer, it was kind of like I could come up with an idea and just bang it out myself.
Right.
And so, and I finally got to a point where I don't have to ask for donations, but it still doesn't hurt. It's like...
So people commission you to do the work then, and they.
You know, I really hate saying this because people are like, "Oh, you're leaving a lot of money on the table." The fact is, I don't like clients. It's like, I mean, what I do is, you know, recently a lot of people are like sitting around a table going, you know, why Sabo getting paid doing what he's doing and we're not making any money? YouTube shut us down and we're not, you know. The monetary thing in YouTube, how it screwed a lot of people over, and people are trying to find like alternative ways to make money, and they're like, how am I still making money? It's like, well, I make money because I have posters and T-shirts and bumper stickers. I have product.
Got it.
You know, and for many years, I did not know how to monetize what I do.
Sure.
And then one day it was like, you know what? Why don't you put a PayPal button on there? And I remember the Ted Cruz. I ordered like $3,000, $4,000 worth of T-shirts. Or what I did is, I put them for sale, and I didn't have a single shirt.
Wow.
And I was really, really taking a chance. And then, boom, a lot of people bought it, and it covered the printing cost, and then it just snowballed from there.
Incredible.
And usually it kind of works that way sometimes. But I just took a hell of a chance. And then as time progressed, you know, I learned how to keep up with the news cycle, and I try and have like a bumper sticker that it's applicable to that news cycle.
Right.
And I just learned how to monetize what I do. And it really bothers me when people say, "Oh, you're just about the money." It's
Wow,
like,
that's really offensive.
yeah, they do. It's like, no, I'm about being able to pay my rent.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I was 5 months behind on the rent. I couldn't eat. I didn't date for years because I couldn't. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to have a girl pay for the date. It's like I didn't date for years because I was so damn broke.
I've got to ask this question. So you're telling me about a great build up this business, and now I have to get to the really see. So I saw the posters. It was about December 10th, right there on the corner of Hollywood and Highland. Mm-hmm. It was the Star Wars posters.
Oh yeah.
So that was it. And then of course there's the Maxine Waters one where you're at the bus stop. Mm-hmm. Do you take the glass out and put the posters in, or how do you do it?
There's a certain way you can open the device. And there's certain keys involved. You just have to know what kind of keys.
Okay.
And but you know, everyone is different. Some of them you just need one tool, another one you need another tool. You really have to scout your location to see what's up.
Do you ever worry about getting arrested or something?
You know, I do, and I always tell myself I'm not going to do it again. You know, I always tell myself, you know, because it's kind of boring now. It's like doing bus benches, doing bus installations, doing posters on the street. To me, is almost boring. But it's like I just managed. It's a long story. I think what I'm going to start doing in the near future is just going out and doing things on the street without looking for press. Just to make a presence on the street.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, my stuff comes down really fast.
Yeah.
So it's like I got to go and take photos of it and this and that to catalog it. Mm-hmm. But it's like. It's a really weird world. It's like in one world, you're chasing the press in hopes of going viral with your art, and in another world, you're trying to be like a legit street artist, which would be great if people didn't rip my shit down all the time. And
people should be holding on to it and waiting to auction it.
Well, I know Schaper or whomever else, Banksy, they could put something up and they'll rip the whole wall down. Or no, their stuff will stay up forever. I know Shepherd's will. Banksy's, it gets sold, but you know, mine's just a little different. And that I'm not bitching about it. That's just the environment that I live in.
I got for the Maxine Waters event. There was stuff I missed, like the street signs, as well as the signs that were hanging in front of the Inglewood High School Hall. Yeah. How long did it take you to do all that?
You know, I've gotten quite good at it. I don't know if I'm supposed to be speaking outside, but I've gotten quite good. You mind following me over this?
Oh, sure. I'll follow you. Don't worry about it. Sabo's a guest speaker, and we want to make sure we don't keep him from helping out Omar Navarro, who's running for Congress against Maxine Waters. So that's why Sabo's art and his contributions were so crucial.
Okay.
We're good?
So good.
That's fine.
But, yeah, I mean, I didn't want, hey, where the hell is he?
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm sorry. So you missed those signs. It's like...
Those ones, but I got the poster. The poster was great with her looking like James Brown. That was beautiful.
Yeah, you know the thing is, man, I've been doing this for so long, I could quite literally get started on a project at like 8 o'clock at night and have it on Drudge by 12 the next day.
Wow.
It's like, if I'm lucky. I mean, I'm fortunate that they pick it up. I'm not going to like pretend that, you know, I'm going to have that all the time. It's like, I'm happy that people are interested in my art. Wow. But yeah, I'm quite fast at it now. It's like putting those signs up on the power lines takes a minute. You know,
But you have to have ladders, don't you? Or
no.
So you just climb up?
No. You just need certain techniques. It's like, believe it or not, there's ropes, string.
You can throw it.
Throw stuff up.
Okay.
And, you know, hoist it up.
Wow.
It's all a matter of technique.
And I got to tell you, the Maxine Waters one, I think that went viral for about 5 days at least.
You know,
how long did it last? Did you see it having such an impactful media presence?
I saw it, and even better, I think it revived a piece that my friends did. they did the Poverty Pimp poster.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
And it's like, they did, see, I had done a poster of Jesse Jackson that said Poverty Pimp on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they saw that or not, but I was like, dude, you guys ripped off my design. But the fact of the matter is they probably didn't even see it. But I was like, well, they did a pretty good one with that Maxine Waters. And that was like a long time ago, probably a year ago, if not more.
It was the 2014 election, I remember.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. And I think it revived that poster. And so that got a second life. And I think that helped the news cycle carry on for a few days.
Wow, incredible. Do you have a website people can visit, or a place where they can donate and stuff?
unsavoryagents.com. And I mean, as far as donations go, it's like, believe it or not, it helps with the ink, the paper. You know, all this money does come out of my pocket, and I can tell you that whatever money comes in goes right back out on the street. It's like, I'm not getting rich off of this, but I love that I'm doing this for a living. I love that I'm being able to maintain it. And as time progresses, people always want bigger and more. And you know, it's like, it used to be just like 10 posters. Now it's like 10 posters, some bus benches, and then it's 10 posters, a bus bench, and installation, and hangers. And
yeah, I forgot to mention the 2 scoops, impeach him, right there on the bus bench.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
And so it gets pretty involved, particularly when you're like flying to a different state. And you know, like I remember Berkeley. I was up at Berkeley. You know, when I get a hotel room, like I know I'll tell someone, hey, I'm going to Berkeley for this, and they'll say, well, here's the money for a hotel room. I'll try and throw in as many Proud Boys in the room as possible.
Wow.
You know, it's like sleep on the floor, have a second bed. It's like I try and spread it out as much as I can. So any little bit helps. You're helping out the cause.
You want to give us a hint on who you're going to be targeting next?
It's unsavoryagents.com if I didn't mention it. I really can't say, because if I do say, you know, just really can't tell.
You're going to have the police all over trying to stop you.
I used to be a lot more careful. I mean, I used to not talk about anything at all. Now I think I'm a little too chatty about it. So it's like, you know, I think maybe I should just revert back to the way I used to be.
So thanks again. This is Sabo right here. He's the guerrilla political artist who takes on the establishment. He's the most recent, he's well known for going after Maxine Waters, Miss James Brown, 2 scoops, blame Whitey for everything. Yeah. His picture's featured everywhere. Awesome. So make sure to visit his website again. It's unsavoryagents.com.
Thank you.
All right. This is Vessel News. This is Arthur Schaper. We'll be back soon.